Hi guys, and welcome to another pick a card reading. Today's topic is the lessons that you are learning currently in your life right now. Before we get into the piles, and there are 3 today, I would just like to ask you guys, if you do enjoy my channel, if you enjoy my vibe, please do like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Let's get into the piles. The timestamps will be down in the description box as well as the comment section. Hi Pile 1 and welcome to your reading. So today we are looking at what lessons are you learning in life right now. So I have a mixture of tarot as well as oracle, of course, as usual. And I have dealt you guys an animal deck card to get a bit of an idea of the energy that you're in right now. And I also dealt you a chakra as well, see if that's going to give us any additional information. And at the end of this, I am going to deal a card for you guys from the Desiderata deck that I have. Desiderata is a poem, and someone's actually turned it into a beautiful little oracle deck, which I love. So I'm going to get a card from that deck for you at the end for some final advice. So let's see what cards you do have here, guys. So your overall energy, and we'll get into this more in a minute, is the snake. Okay, so that's earth energy. So you may have earth in your chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So that's sun, moon, rising, or anywhere else, of course, in your chart. We also have the 4 of Cups. We have the 6 of Swords. We have the 9 of Swords. Now I have clarified these cards. So for the 4 of Cups, clarified by the 5 of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords clarified by the 8 of Swords, and the 9 of Swords clarified by the Hanged Man. Now for your oracle cards, we have Work with Beaver, we have Cycles Here, Third Eye Vision, Reclaim Your Mind. We also have Kundalini Rising, Ignite Your Passion for Life. And we have the 6th chakra, so the third eye. Okay, so let's get into this, guys. Now, first of all, I do want to point out the numbers because I have a very bad habit, guys, of reading out the numbers to you, which could be important. And although you may see them yourselves, I did actually notice that we have some synchronicities here. Okay, so we have 27, which breaks down to a 9. We also have 36, which breaks down to a 9, and being that we have the 9 of Swords as well, so 9 could be very important to you guys at this moment in time. We also have 22, which is also a 4, and 31, which is a 4, and of course we have the 4 of Cups. So 9 and 4 so far could be important to you guys, as well as the number 6, because we have the 6th chakra and we have the 6 of Swords. So, 6, 9, and 4, guys, could be important to you at this time. So, let us see. So with the snake energy, let's start off with your energy currently at the moment. And of course, the main thing I think about with snakes is transformation, because of the fact that they shed their skin so much, right? So I feel like you are in a period of transformation right now. So for some of you guys, I feel like you're coming perhaps out of a recent lesson that's been learnt, or you're very much in the middle stages to where that transformation is really just starting to have an effect in your life and happen, and you're starting to see the benefits of the work that you put in, because we do have the work card here with Beaver. and the changes that you've actually made sort of come to fruition here. So hopefully that resonates with you guys. I do feel like this is an energy where you're sort of somewhere in the middle, or you're coming out towards the end. It's like going through a dark tunnel, but you're at that point where you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. That now there may be some of you that are, you know, just in these beginning stages of this journey, of course, of this transformation. But I feel that's just a few of you. I feel most of you are either smack bang in the middle, or you know that you're, you know, towards the end of this journey. So yeah, so snakes, they shed their skin a lot, right? So I feel like that's what you are doing right now. You're shedding what doesn't work for you anymore, and embracing the new. So you're making changes. And it's actually really funny. Sorry, Spirit's just reminding me, I saw a cute little caterpillar on the ground today when I was walking outside, when I went to get my groceries this morning. So, and I did say to myself, I said, "Ooh, transformation." So that I might have seen that for you guys. But yes, that did make me think of, you know, obviously transforming into the butterfly. And of course, with the 8 of Swords here, we have the butterfly on the card. Anyways, so back to the snake. So yes, and I do feel like perhaps this has been a bit of a, how do I want to put this? I don't want to necessarily say it's something that you've kept to yourself, but I'm kind of feeling like with that snake energy, you know, how they sort of slither through the grass, and, you know, they can be quite quiet. You don't sort of seem to notice them, you know, a lot of the time until they hiss or they sort of, you know, make themselves known. But I'm sort of sensing that sort of like you've sort of been on a bit of a journey through this period by yourself. Maybe you felt a little bit alone in this journey, but I sort of more getting the energy of like you've been quietly working on this with yourself. And I think, you know, there may be some people that are quite shocked to see this upcoming transformation, because it's kind of like, well, one minute you were this person, and then the next minute, you know, you've just magically transformed, like overnight, right? And I'm hearing that, oh God, it's like Pantene, I think. And it used to be an old ad for Pantene. It doesn't happen overnight, but it will happen. So I kind of feel like there's people that are going to be like, whoa, your transformation was just instant. But secretly you're kind of like, well, actually, this has taken me quite some time, and I've been putting a lot of work and effort into it. Just not everybody has seen that. So that's interesting. And I am looking at how the snake is in a circle, right? So its head is at its tail, and we have the card here of cycles. So I do feel like this is you guys closing out a cycle here. Something is coming full circle. So this does kind of make me think of the World card as well. And sometimes too, it also makes me think of the Wheel of Fortune. And so of course the Wheel of Fortune is about, you know, what goes up must come down, and what is down will come up. Sorry if you hear any background noise, guys. As per usual, I've got my window open. It's always very hot up here. So sorry about that. But so, you know, the Wheel of Fortune does talk about, you know, how the wheel is always turning, right? And, you know, although we tend to get stuck in these periods of either disappointment, regret, or mourning, or sadness, or whatever it is, and we're really focused on that, which is interesting with this Four of Cups. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And we don't often think, or, you know, sort of remind ourselves that, you know, change is inevitable, right? Because it's the only thing that we can sort of really count on in life. Change is as a constant, right? So, you know, whilst you may be having felt like you were down at the bottom of the wheel, you know, you're on your way back up. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, something has come full circle. There's some kind of cycle that you've been working through, and it's coming to an end. You're coming out of this cycle, I feel like. So we're going to get into what this cycle was, what you've been learning here, I think. But again, back to the World as well. Again, the World card is about, you know, closing out something, right? So I do feel like that this is that confirmation that something's coming to an end. And with the Earth card there as well, you know, you guys may have been working on being really a lot more grounded, and I do think that that's a lesson that you've been learning as well, and I'm going to talk about that because I think that really pairs up well with this Nine of Swords cards, but we're going to get into, but we're going to get into that in a minute. We also have in the middle of this card, which I think is really cool and interesting, is of course the crystal grid. Okay, so you guys may be into doing crystal work. You may work with crystal grids. That may be something that you guys might want to look up, get a bit into, because that could be very helpful for you guys. I just heard flower, but then I was going to talk about the specific grid, but then I just heard Tree of Life. So Tree of Life may be important to you guys at the moment, or there's something to do with Tree of Life. Sorry, I just heard that from Spirit. Anyways, so let's get into your tarot. So like I said, we've got the Four of Cups here, right? So I do feel like... Actually, no, I'm not going to talk about the Four of Cups yet. Sorry, no. I tend to do that, guys. I'm sorry. Like, I got to go from the left to the right. And then it's like, no, well, that's not the card that is popping out to me the most. So, ignoring that. Right. We're going to talk about this Nine of Swords, because this is the energy I feel like you've been working through, right? This is the Nine of Swords. It's all about, you know, worry, anxiety, sleepless nights, you know, being all in your head. Of course, swords, you know, the mental, right? The mental state. So... this is your thought process and patterns, right? And I do feel like you guys have been very in your head of late, maybe really overthinking things and a lot of worry. This could be even depression, this could be anxiety, whatever you guys have been going through. Now, of course, I am not a medical doctor, so when I do say depression and anxiety, take that with a grain of salt, guys. Of course, I am not attempting to diagnose any of you or anything like that. But in general terms, you know, maybe not feeling at your best, and you know, having a lot of issues that you know mentally you're feeling like you're working through. Again, that thought process, that thought pattern that maybe hasn't been serving you that well, and you've been really trying hard to work through that. Now we do have the Eight of Swords here. Again, another one of those cards that's like that limiting beliefs kind of scenario, and I think it's great too because actually as I mentioned, the reason why I chose this reading today, of course I am, and I'm sorry to do this to you guys, I'm sorry to keep slapbacking you guys with this all the time, but I really am trying to work hard on promoting my podcast, guys, the Mighty Motivation Project, and this reading today was inspired by that. And I just mentioned the limiting beliefs, and of course I do have a limiting beliefs episode. So once again, guys, sorry to throw this in your face again, but if you would like to listen to that, I would perhaps suggest it, because you know there might be something in there that you know is useful to you in continuing this closeout of the cycle, or just you know something that's helpful for you moving forward. But I do feel like this is like a limiting beliefs type thing, right? This is where you're feeling very trapped in the mind, not seeing a way out, not seeing a way forward, but it's really all in the head, it's all in the mind. And as the card quite rightfully shows, there's nothing behind this butterfly, there's nothing in front of this butterfly. The butterfly can technically escape. I mean, this card is actually kind of a little bit interesting because it doesn't entirely, in my opinion, depict the butterfly being able to break free. I mean, it can. If I want to get really picky with the artistry here, I mean, technically, there's swords on the left and right, and if the butterfly tried opening their wings and you guys get the point, right? Sorry, I'm being really picky here. But anyways, the general idea of the card, of course, is that, we're not seeing a way out because we're really trapped in our head, but there is a way out, right? We're not as trapped as we may feel. And so, of course, with this Hanged Man card here, this is a way for us to break free of this, is by looking at something from a different angle, trying to see things in another way, in another light. Sorry, guys. And I know that is super hard to do, especially when we're all up in our heads about something. And it is a really difficult thing to force ourselves to think differently, despite, to think differently, let alone see something from a different angle, you know what I mean? I think it's easier to see a bit of a different perspective than to think differently and really change our thought patterns, right? So this is what you guys have been working on, I do feel, and with the work card here, I feel like you guys perhaps have been putting a lot of effort into doing that, right? And kudos to you guys if you have been, because this is clearly showing, because like I said, you guys are in that position right now of closing out this cycle, I do feel like. And okay, Spirit was just directing me to this beaver card here where there is a little castle down on the hill there, and I just saw in my head, Spirit showed me a vision of a castle with the drawbridge coming up, right? So I kind of feel like it's like you're closing a door. So maybe there was something that was open, you were letting all these thoughts in, you were letting, all this stuff happen, and it's like I'm closing this out, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm pulling up the bridge. I don't know if that resonates for any of you guys, but that's just what I saw. So we do have third eye vision here as well, reclaim your mind. So again, this is about reclaiming a healthy mindset, right? A healthy mindset is what we're talking about here, guys. Some of you guys may be working or have been working on sort of opening your third eye, I definitely know when I started working on that myself, it was a bit of a scary process because, a lot of stuff starts happening and you sort of like, I got a bit freaked out. And again, it sort of put me back in my head because I was like, all this stuff, am I really feeling this? Am I really hearing this, seeing this, whatever? It was kind of a bit of a freaky thing. But I do feel like some of you guys are really the main point is you're trying to tap into, that other source of knowledge and wisdom and knowing that you guys have within you, right? That comes more from, our either higher selves, our soul, hearts, that sort of stuff. I think really you guys have been working on just trying to get out of that headspace so much so you're not overthinking things and making things bigger than what they are and all that sort of stuff, right? So and so with this Six of Swords, you guys are obviously coming out of this period, okay? So again, this is another clue here, guys, that we are closing off this cycle. And I did say that you guys, I felt, were in sort of like smack bang, in the middle of this right now, or, very close to fully coming out of this. And that works for the Six of Swords because, of course, if we think about the traditional depiction of this card, we have people on a boat who are smack bang in the middle between rough waters and calm waters. So I do feel like that's where you guys are at right now. And of course on this card we have the rainbow after the rain. So you guys are coming into a much more happier period, having let go of these thought patterns, this way of thinking, whatever this was for you in terms of that Nine of Swords energy, okay? Now with this Four of Cups, now this is clarified by the Five of Pentacles. So I do feel like because it's funny, every time I look at this card, because one of my favorite Disney movies, guys, is Beauty and the Beast. So I loved it. I watched it a gazillion times over when I was a kid, and it's always been my favorite. And this is making me think of that enchanted rose, right? That's losing its petals. So I feel like this gives me that sense of losing hope, right? So I feel like you guys had maybe lost hope that perhaps this wasn't going to come to an end, that you weren't going to make it through. And even with this work card, I'm feeling like it felt like the daily grind of work. You know what I mean? If you go to a 9 to 5 and it's a bit of a repetitious thing. But you've got to do it because it pays the bills, all that sort of stuff. I feel like there was some kind of repetition here. It's making me feel like with whatever this was for you guys. So if it was a thought pattern, if it was some kind of negative mindset, I feel like this was something that was a constant, but also I'm hearing from Spirit, it actually had a pattern that you guys have kind of almost like figured out. And Spirit's showing me now someone sitting down with a chess set and almost like strategically figuring this out and going, aha, I figured out the formula and I'm breaking this formula now, right? And I just heard Queen's Gambit. Now, I don't remember. I watched the whole of that series. If you guys haven't, that's a really great series to watch. And I was so disappointed, guys, because it turned out I really thought that was a true story. And I thought, I can't remember her name now, but I thought that young lady had actually beaten Russia at their own game, and then I found out it was all fictitious and it wasn't true, and I was very disappointed to find that out. And sorry to burst that bubble for anybody else, but at least you know the truth now, going in to watch this show if you do watch it. But the Queen's Gambit is a move in chess, so that may mean something to you guys, but I do feel like there's some sort of system here that you've figured out. It's almost like I'm seeing like a mathematician now sort of like madly writing on a whiteboard, right, trying to figure out this equation, and it's like he's finally figured it out. Now Spirit's just shown me the episode of Big Bang Theory, you know, where they finally figured out, what were they trying to figure out? I forget. It's been a long time since I've seen the Big Bang Theory. But you guys know what I'm talking about, right? It's whatever got Sheldon his Nobel Prize, and Amy, they got their Nobel Prize. I can't remember what it was now. But anyways, it's like you guys have finally gone, aha, it's like eureka, right? I figured this out. So you guys may be at the point of coming to this epiphany for some of you, or maybe you already have figured this out, but I feel like there was some kind of systematic thing here which allowed you, with this Hanged Man, by seeing things in a different light, it's kind of like, aha. It's like that thing sometimes, you know, where you work, and again, this goes with the beaver, and this may be helpful to some of you too. If you're maybe not resonating with the fact that you're close to coming out of this, and maybe you feel like, no, I'm still in the thick of this doesn't, you know, resonate with me. This will be helpful, because it's like, I'm seeing, you know, when you take a break, so maybe you guys have been working too hard, perhaps on trying to figure this out and trying to get yourself out of this way of thinking, or this pattern, whatever this is for you guys, that's not serving you. There's something here that is obviously not serving you guys, of course, because it's a lesson, right? A lot of the times our lessons are, you know, things, you know, that we don't necessarily vibe with, or that are challenges, or they're difficult, because it's really the only way that we learn, right? If everything was easy, we wouldn't learn anything. So again, you guys, you know, needing, it's like when you take a break from something, you go, okay, you know what, I've been focusing on this too much, I need to take a break. And you go away, you like, I don't know, have lunch, whatever you do, you put your focus on something else, and then you come back to it, and all of a sudden it's like you're seeing it differently, and then all of a sudden it's like, aha, now I know what I have to do, aha, now I see it, because you've taken that break. So for some of you, this is a clue that you need to take a bit of a step back, a bit of a break, and that's going to put you in that hangman energy in order to see this in a different light. And then when you see this in a different light, that's when you're coming into this end of the cycle period, this closing off of this cycle, whatever this is, something coming to completion here, right? And then you're on your way with this Six of Swords energy, right? The rainbow after the rain. So again, yes, with this Five of Pentacles, this could be some kind of like a disappointment, or something that, you know, just really made you feel like there was no hope here, right? And with the Four of Cups, so this, I mean, look, I think I always say this with this card, there's so many ways you can interpret this, I feel. So, you know, the guy in the traditional tarot is sitting in front of a tree. Sometimes he looks, you know, you can say he's meditating, he's quite comfortably sitting there, and he's got 3 cups in front of him. There's a 4th cup right next to him that he's not seeing, right? Now, you could just say he's just meditating, la la la. You know, he looks quite peaceful. Others, you know, sometimes you can say, other times you can say that, you know, he's bored, he looks, you know, he's annoyed. But in terms of this being next to the work card, what I take the Four of Cups sometimes to mean too is that it's like, it's almost like a stubbornness, or maybe sometimes too, again, when we're too in our heads about something, when we're too, when we have gotten used to a pattern, right? or we've gotten used to a way of thinking, or we're in that level of comfort. Now, we can be in a comfort zone, which I find really interesting, right? We can be in a comfort zone, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the comfort zone is a good thing or that it serves us well in any way, right? So, for instance, sorry to pose it like this, but this may be relevant to someone, I don't know. I really don't like talking about relationships, but let's just say you're in a toxic relationship with someone. Now, this could be platonic, this could be, romantic, anything, whatever, right? Just take it for what it is, a relationship, yeah? And it's toxic, and you're not getting out of it what you put into it. Maybe it's manipulative. Maybe it's just not serving you. It's not making you feel good, right? It's it's not good for you, but you've gotten into that stage where you are familiar with it, right? And it's become a bit of a norm, right? Even though I don't believe in normal, because I don't think there is a normal. But anyways. So it's that thing of it's become a comfort thing. Now, it's not a good thing, but it's still a comfort in a way, right? Because it's familiar and it's all those things. So it becomes hard to break free of something like that. So sometimes we can get stuck in these patterns, and we're stubborn, and we're going, no, I'm comfortable where I am, even though we may well know deep down that, this is not serving us and our higher good. So I do feel like with the Four of Cups, this is kind of that energy. And I feel like there is a solution, guys. There is something there. Again, it's like this Eight of Swords, right? There is a way out. You're just not seeing it right now because your focus is not in the right place. Again, it's that change of the mindset, which is what you're learning, you're working through, and it's getting into this Hanged Man energy of being able to actually see something from a different perspective, because that is going to give you guys a clue, if not the answer, to get out of the situation that you are in right now. And we do have here with Kundalini rising, ignite your passion for life. So Spirit here is really telling you they want you to start getting excited and happy about life again. And it is that kind of thing, where we may have days and days of rain, right? So where I live right now, I actually moved states. As most of you are well aware by now, and probably by my accent, I am from Australia. So I did live in a state which pretty much had 4 seasons in one day, right? And was known as the windy state, so it was always pretty windy and things like that. But, you all kinds of weather. You never knew what you were going to get, right? I feel like Forrest Gump. Life's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, right? But anyways, so that was the weather, down there. But I've moved now to a much hotter place in Australia, and I'm still very much trying to acclimatize to the heat. The last couple of days, guys, I will tell you, I have felt like I'm dying. It's just, it's been like 35 and stuff like that. I can't deal with the heat. Anyways, the point is, though, we'll get heat, right? But then comes these periods of just like days of rain, right? Just crazy rain. And it's hard to think, when's the sun going to come out again, right? It's hard to see that. It's hard to picture that because of these endless days of rain, right? And it's a similar thing here with this Six of Swords. So it's like, it's hard to picture the rainbow after the rain, but it's always there, right? You can pretty much guarantee every time you have rain, you will see a rainbow right after, right? So it's putting yourself in that kind of a mindset. It's having faith in the fact that, there is a calm after the storm, that, there is the light at the end of the tunnel. So it's reigniting your passion for life here, guys. Spirit really wants you to try and put your focus to that, going back to this Four of Cups energy, right? So that your focus is in the right place in order for you to do those final steps to get out of this cycle for good. Okay, guys, getting yourself out of this period of lack, this negative mindset, this whatever this is for you guys, right? Because it's going to be different for everybody, being that this is a general reading. So again, and let's focus on this now, we have the 6th chakra. So it's the energy of the third eye chakra, supports our inner sight and intuitive abilities. So again, I feel like Spirit is really wanting you to tap into that inner wisdom right now as well, because that's also going to give you guys a lot of insight to move forward. And it's hard. It can be hard too when we're sort of like fighting with our mind as well, and our mind's coming in and saying, oh, but, you know, blah, blah, blah. And we may be saying, but I feel this in my gut, or I feel this, you know, deep within. Intuitively, I'm sensing this, I'm sensing that. But then the head comes in and goes, no, but blah, 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 you know. And so, like, it can be really hard to sift through that and get out of that. But Spirit really wants you to work hard in trying to allow those messages to come through, allow that connection to your higher self, to, again, that intuition that you have. And so anything you can do right now as well that's going to support your third eye is really good for you at this time. So if you want to do any kind of meditations, I'm a personal believer and lover of binaural beats, guys, so I can highly recommend those. And there are a ton of really good third eye chakra binaural beats out there, so I do suggest checking some of those out on YouTube. That may be really helpful for you guys at this time. But yeah, this is about you guys just putting in the work. This cycle is coming to a close, I feel like, for most of you, okay? So you're, like I said, either smack bang in the middle of this right now, and you're starting to see those changes, okay? That transformation is starting to happen, like the caterpillar I saw this morning, right? And hasn't quite, you know, spun his cocoon or anything yet, but, you know, it's approaching, right? This time is approaching. And I feel like, you know, I'm just noticing, sorry guys, this is me going off on my little tangent here, but I'm just noticing there's a lot of orange here. I've just realized this as well. Orange and yellow and stuff. So again, that's like sacral chakra kind of stuff, solar plexus. So some of that, you know, maybe things you might want to work with as well during this time. But really what I feel like, you know, when in this card here it says ignite your passion. Passion, when I see the orange, when I see the yellow, is really what I think about, right? In terms of passion. And this lady with this luscious, long, you know, orange, you know, hair that she's got here. And actually never noticed this before. Oh no, I thought she was actually holding on to a bouquet of flowers that actually died, and I was going to say that's interesting because we have the flower here that's dying as well, right? But no, but she looks very peaceful, right, in this card, with this cyclist card. And I feel like that it's got that essence of her sort of looking like she's going within, right? She's thinking deeply about something. So I do, and this card makes me think of like, you know, I was talking about how I liked, now I can't think of the name, Beauty and the Beast, right? And she just looks like really majestic here, and it looks very fantasy-like in this card, and I really like that. I even actually think, guys, if I look close enough, that I can see some bubbles in this card, but I may be wrong. But it's very majestic, very, you know, fantasy-like. And I do feel like this is like you feeling really calm after this cycle has ended. I'm feeling like you're kind of embracing her energy of peace, of tranquility, right? Coming out of this period. And that's all through this shift in energy, this shift in focus, right, guys? So just to recap here, guys, before I get into your final piece of advice, so whatever this is for you guys in terms of this 9 of Swords and this 8 of Swords energy, right, of feeling stuck, feeling trapped in the mind, you guys are coming out of this period, okay? If with the 5 of Pentacles can talk about, of course, like some kind of, this is the financial sense, so some sort of financial loss, or, you know, a lack of finances, a lack of money, but it's also, you know, Pentacles talk about stability in general, right? So maybe, you know, losing a home or something like that. I don't want to, you know, put that so dramatically, but, you know, something like that, right? It's stability in general. So we look to finances and you know, things like a roof over our head and stuff that when we talk about stability, right? And so there's a lack here of stability. But I feel like if this is in your energy field right now, if you're going through this period of lack in a stability sense, it's because of this mindset, right, guys? It's because of the mindset that you guys are in right now. So again, it's this transition of this mindset that's going to get you out of this period of lack, right? But it's also to you guys sort of letting go a little bit. There's a need to let go of control is what I want to say, guys. That's what I want to say, okay? Let go of control. Because I do feel like with this Four of Cups, you know, sometimes that guy, you know, as I said, he looks quite stubborn. He's sitting like, nope, I've got my 3 cups and I don't give a crap about the 4th cup. I don't even want to see it. It may be there, but I don't care about it, or I'm not even wanting to see it, you know, that kind of a thing, right? So again, it's this change of mindset that's really going to help you guys. But meditation can help. Binaural beats can help. As I said, Spirit wants you guys to really tap into this third eye chakra energy if you can. But the main thing is, you know, you feel something intuitively, you know, pay attention to that. If, you know, your inner voice is telling you something, listen to it, okay? And really try and, you know, change that perspective, change that view. And I like I said with that chess set, and finding some kind of strategy or some kind of answer to the equation, right, in terms of the maths scenario I came up with. I feel like this is going to happen for you guys, and it's going to be like this. I'm hearing it again, eureka. I just keep hearing eureka. So it's like eureka moment for you guys, and you're going to realize what it is that you need to do in order to get out of this scenario. But like I said, I feel like you guys are already halfway there. This is coming to a close. This cycle is coming to an end. Something's coming full circle with the snake here. So I'm very pleased for you guys, because you are going to be getting out of this. But I think the lesson learnt here for you guys, basically the lesson you're learning right now, is that I'm just mainly feeling like, it's the change in perspective, so being able to see things from a different angle, and sort of almost training yourself to be able to see things in different ways. Spirit's also showing me now like different camera angles, right? So it's kind of like training yourself to be able to say, okay, this is one way, but what's the other way, right? Because there's always another way. It's also not being as stubborn as well. So sort of letting go of control is another thing that you guys are learning right now. And the other thing is just tapping into that intuition, guys, and into your inner voice. And I swear, if you guys do that, you are on your way out of this scenario. As I said, it's already happening. This cycle is closing, and something is coming to a close. Oh, I did say that. Cycle's ending. Something's coming to a close. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we're going to get you one last piece of advice with the Desiderata cards from Spirit. So I haven't opened these. Let me just open this deck. Okay. So, Spirit guides, can I just get one last piece of advice, please? For pile 1, what lessons are they learning right now? One last piece of advice. Okay. Aha. So, interesting. It says, many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Okay. Wow. All right. I have something else to add to that then. So, that's interesting. All right. So this could be fears as well, right? As I said, anxieties and things like that. Maybe you are fearing moving forward as well. You know, maybe there's a fear around closing this cycle out. Maybe you're very aware that this cycle needs closing. Maybe you're even aware of what needs to happen to close this cycle. But there's a fear around closing it. You know, this could be the case for some of you. Yeah, but born of fatigue and loneliness. Interesting. So again, with this work card, so maybe you guys have been, you know, working yourselves way too hard lately, really, you know, pushing yourselves beyond what you're capable of, you know, really like pushing the boat out. Six of Swords. And maybe that's put you in a lot of stress, a lot of worry. Maybe you don't get a lot of sleep. Maybe you are going to bed at night, you know, worrying about this, that, and the other because you put too much pressure on yourself. You may have a very demanding job as well, by the way, for some of you guys. So that could be affecting things too. But, you know, and loneliness. Yeah, it's funny because you've got the single rose that's sad, it's drooping down, it's got the petal that's coming off. Again, with that Four of Cups, you know, you've got the guy there who's really stubborn. He's like, no, I'm not letting anything into my energy. I don't care right now. You know, yeah, very interesting. So you guys may be in that energy even of there's opportunities around you. There are, the answer is around you, but your energy is sort of, and this Nine of Swords energy, this way of thinking, how in your head you are at the moment is really sort of pushing people away or pushing scenarios away that can really offer you this chance at transformation and this final closing of this cycle. And again, guys, if we look at what she's wearing here on this top, it's that red, orange, yellow energy. You guys may be feeling like you're really wanting to wear red or yellow or orange or something at this time, and I feel like it could actually help you. It could, give you a boost in confidence. If we're thinking about like color therapy and things like that, yellow happiness, right? Again, you might want to wear a lot of yellow, sort of help you change that mindset a bit. That fiery red, anything like that, guys. But that's a very interesting message. So this was your reading, guys. Okay, I really, really hope this was helpful, and please like and subscribe if you like my channel, if you like my energy. I do appreciate it. The likes get me seen, guys, so do like that if you enjoyed today's reading, and if you want to subscribe, please do, because it allows you to obviously get full access to all my content, to know when I've posted new videos and anything else. So very much appreciated. Take care, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. So we are looking today at what lessons are you currently learning in life. Now, as I mentioned in the introduction, this is paired up with my Mighty Motivation project, okay? So I'm sorry to keep bringing that up to you guys, but I'm really trying hard to promote that as well, and obviously this channel allows me to do that a little bit. So in lieu of that and working with that, I decided that the two might go hand in hand today. So now I have pulled a animal card today for you guys for your general overall energy at the moment, and also too we have tarot as usual, and I also have the oracle as usual, but I also have a chakra that I've dealt for you guys today, and at the end of the reading I'm going to be pulling from my Desiderata oracle deck to get you guys a final piece of information. For those who don't know, Desiderata is a famous poem, a really beautiful poem. If you have the time to read the whole thing, I would suggest doing so, but it is a lovely little oracle deck and very handy for guidance. So that's what we're going to do. So I want to start off by talking about your animal card, and I apologize for the birds in the background, guys. Very fitting though, because you do have birds in your reading. So actually 3 birds, I've just noticed. But yes, so sorry about the birds. Oh, 4, I'm sorry, you've got 4 birds. And I do feel like that's actually to do with your message as well. Right, let's get into the reading. So your energy, the crow. Oh, I've just noticed something there too. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay, sorry. Right. So now, to me, crows. Now you've got the crow and you've got the raven card as well. And I actually didn't know initially what the difference between a crow and a raven was, and I did have to look it up some time ago. And it was actually before moving to where I've moved to now. So I used to live in a different state, and I have now moved to a hotter part of Australia where there are tons of, and I will say ravens, because I do think they are ravens, not crows, around the area. Now the difference between a crow and a raven is in size, I believe. I don't think there's really much else of a difference. So crows are smaller than ravens. I think ravens are bigger. So if it's a bigger bird, it's a raven. If it's smaller, it's a crow. As far as I am aware, yeah. You feel free to disagree with me there, guys, if you don't think that's the case. But as far as I know, that's the deal. So crows, very intelligent birds, very, very intelligent. So obviously, of course, you that could, reflect your intelligence right now, maybe a heightened sense of awareness, or some kind of, heightened intellect right now that you guys may be possessing. But, I feel like tapping into that as well right now is going to help you during this period. Maybe, you're learning, one of the things that you're learning is to tap into more of that energy as well, or learning how to access that information, or, realizing perhaps maybe some more talents that you have. Because these birds, they really do amaze me, and I've watched a lot of crow and raven videos, where they're just able to just do so many things. I saw one literally tying a shoelace, believe it or not, or rather I think it was the other way. He undid the shoelace. But very, very smart birds, able to undo lids of jars and all those kinds of things. And they like to be kept amused, I do believe. They like to feed their curiosity and they work on their intelligence and things like that. I think they like to be stimulated is the word I'm trying to get at, guys. So this may be you during this time now, really looking for that stimulation. Perhaps you are doing numerous things right now that are piquing your interest or curiosity or something like that. And we do have the owl here as well on this Wheel of Fortune, so I feel like you may be feeling very intelligent, very wise, I should say, in this period of time. But and the crow, of course, birds in general, this is the air sign as well, so you guys may be an air sign, you may have that in your chart, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So, this could be a sign too, because we do have the Freedom card here as well, of spreading your wings and literally taking flight, guys. So, maybe this is your time to shine, this is your time to break free. And really see the world. I just heard see the world. This could be travel for some of you guys, and we do have the Three of Wands here, which can indicate travel. So yeah, this could be travel for some of you. Okay, right. So we have news with Raven as well, and we do have the cosmic ancestors, and I was sensing even before I drew that card, as soon as I saw the news and I knew we had the crow card, I thought, this is ancestry stuff that wants to come through. So you may be seeing a lot of birds, particularly crows or ravens, if you have them around where you live. That could be a sign of your ancestors being around, guys, and I do feel like there is some kind of communication that they want to bring forth to you, thus the news. And I do feel like it's something that you're going to either sense intuitively. There's some other way that this news is going to come to you. I don't entirely feel like it's necessarily like receiving something physical or a phone call or something. It's something you're going to either feel or you're going to hear, but like it's intuitive, right? And so there could be some kind of message coming through for you guys there. So do pay attention to that during this period, because this could be very helpful in your time of, learning this lesson or some kind of transition or the next phase of your life, whatever's happening. So yeah, with the cosmic ancestors, it says voice your concerns. So yeah, I do feel like there's communication that wants to happen here. Your ancestors are wanting you to open those lines of communication to them, as well as the cosmos in general. So I do feel like some of you maybe are just getting into spirituality, maybe, or just figuring more of that out, like what you're into. I totally thought when I dealt this Three of Wands card too, that it came to my mind, astral travel. So some of you guys may be traveling on the astral plane, something like that, or you're learning to. Maybe that's one of those things. I talked about the crow and the ravens and how they like to be stimulated, they like to learn new things and stuff. So maybe that's something that you guys are learning right now. Yeah, and I do feel like for some, now this is just for some of you, right? Because again, general reading. For some of you, I do feel like the ancestors that are wanting to connect with you are perhaps ancestors that you did know in this life and perhaps have passed on. That's just for some of you. So you may have known them when you were a child. There's some kind of roots here that were planted with these ancestors, or the ancestors too are wanting to clue you into the fact that they planted roots for you, and perhaps that's something that they want to let you know about as well, the roots that have been planted. This may be a big key into some kind of success moving forward for you guys or something like that, but there's some kind of thing just being drawn to the roots here in this card. The roots have been planted and the tree is growing. So something tying in with the past here, or perhaps a past life as well, guys, because this can signify past life. And so Sorry, and I did say, I did it again, and I said to pile number 1, I talked to them first, and I said I wasn't going to do this, because I said I'm going to do it first, because I usually forget, which is the numbers. So sorry, guys, and I almost forgot you. So mainly I just look at the oracle unless, you know, something really stands out to me in terms of the tarot. But we all know the tarot is numbered, so, you know, I do tend to leave those alone unless I see some major synchronicity. But we have number 10 here, of course, which can break down to a 1. We have the number 5, which might be important for some of you guys. We have the number 24, which also breaks down to a 6. And we have the number 23, which breaks down to another 5. So 5 might be something for you guys to pay attention to at this moment in time. And we also have, 11, which is there as well. You guys may also be seeing 111. Now, just it's funny because of the fact that I saw the Roman numeral there for 3, and it did, you know, make me think of 111 as well. So 111 may be important to you guys at the moment, and that is, of course, a very spiritual number. So again, that can be your ancestors letting you know that they are there or around, or just spirit in general, that connection to the you know, other realm, the 5D, or you know, other dimensions in general. And of course the 11 breaks down to a 2. Again, did we have 2? I thought we had 2. No, but anyways, right. So back to what we're talking about. So, and we do have the 5th chakra here, guys. So we got the energy of the throat chakra supports their ability to communicate clearly and truthfully. So there may be something here, there may be some kind of truth coming to light with this news for some of you guys, or this is just a clue for you guys to be more in your truth, speaking your truth a bit more. But there is, of course, a nod here to the throat chakra. So some of you guys, if you're feeling like you are not in best, if your throat chakra isn't the best right now, if you're feeling like there's a lack of communication and you're aware of that, or you're feeling like you're unable to communicate clearly with people at this time, you may want to work on your throat chakra. And of course, like I often say, you know, I'm in love with meditations and binaural beats on YouTube, and there are a ton for chakras, especially the throat chakra, so do check those out because they are very helpful, at least I find them to be. So you guys may want to do that. So let's get into some of your tarot here to get some more information as to what lessons you're learning right now, what is going on here. So we do have the Tower card, and that is clarified by the Temperance. Okay, so the Tower. Now it's interesting that we have Temperance as a clarification here, because Tower moments can often seem or feel quite chaotic, right? It's something usually that comes unexpectedly. It hits us really quickly, and it's like, you know, what just happened? Right? And so I think it's interesting that Temperance is there, because Temperance talks about patience, right? But what I'm kind of feeling here is more of a like waiting. I heard from Spirit earlier when I dealt this card, waiting for the dust to settle. Okay? So I kind of feel like maybe you guys, you know, when you go through Tower moments and you know, you're sort of feeling like maybe you've been through a lot of Tower moments, and this is the lesson you're learning, how to deal with the aftermath, I think, of these Tower moments. And I think there's an air of patience that's needed. And again, it's that like waiting for the dust to settle. Sorry guys, the noise again. In order to be able to rebuild, right, start from the ground up. And a lot of the times that's what the Tower does, right? It comes in to our lives to remove the things that are not needed for us anymore, so they can make way for the new. Okay, so as chaotic as the Tower is, and a lot of times when people get the Tower card pulled in their readings, they fear it and they go, oh no, I don't want a Tower moment, it's the last thing I need. But it is a cause for good, because it does make way for the new for us. And the thing about the Tower, and you know, this may be a lesson learnt as well, guys. For some of you may be learning this. If something is not serving us, if something is not working in our life, we of course have the opportunity to change it, right? We have the chance to do something about it, to take action. If we do not take action and the universe can see that this is still not serving our highest good, it is not working out for us, it's leaving us stagnant, or it's putting us in some kind of toxic energy, whatever it is, right, the universe will take action for us, and that brings us to a tower moment. So where it's happening for us, not to us, it's happening for us. But it can seem really crazy and chaotic. It's like, why is this happening? But in actual fact, the universe is kind of saying to you, well, we waited for you to act, and perhaps that's the temperance as well. We waited on you to act. We took the patience and we said, okay, we'll let them do their thing, see how they handle this, and if no action is going to be taken and we still see that this isn't serving you, then we're going to come in and take action. So a lesson to learn there too is, if you know that you've got that opportunity to act and do something and make the choice yourself, if you don't want a tower moment, if you don't want someone coming in and making the decision for you, aka the universe, or however you want to see it, then you really need to take that step, that action yourself before this tower moment comes in. So that could be a message for some of you too, that you're learning at this time, and either way, I still think we end up where we need to be, of course, but the tower moments can be very chaotic. And so if you really don't want to experience something like that, then if you've got the opportunity to make the decision yourself and take the path yourself to something new, to something better, then you need to take action on that. You guys need to work with that energy yourselves, instead of waiting on the universe to act. And of course the universe will do that if they see. They do give us a bit of patience and say, okay, we'll wait and see if they're going to do anything. But if you don't, then so and I'm trying to think of an example that I can give you guys of that. For instance, actually, I can give you an example, and am I going to use this as an example? Okay, let's take it as a job, right? Okay, let's do it this way. Right, so you're at this job, and I'm very excited. The thunder's come, guys. We have had so many hot days lately, and I have just been praying for this rain. Not literally praying, actually, guys. Sorry, I don't do that. But I have been wishing, rather, on this rain. And the rain seems like it's coming this afternoon. So that little hit of thunder is very exciting to me, because rain is coming. Okay, sorry, guys. Anyway, so take it as a job, for example. So we got this job, and you're at this job, and you've been at it maybe for quite some time now, and it's just not serving you anymore. And maybe you know that deep down, you're saying, I know, I could maybe get a better job, or I don't really want to work here anymore, but I'm sort of procrastinating a bit on it, or maybe thinking, it's too much of an effort to take matters into my own hands. I don't know that I want to do this right now. Or maybe there's an air of uncertainty, whatever it is, and you're saying to yourself, I know this doesn't suit me right now. I know it's not for my, higher good, but, I'll just stick with it because, it's easier than taking action myself and changing the situation for something better, right? And the universe sort of, goes, okay, we'll wait. And they wait a little bit, and they go, okay, well, we're nudging you a little bit. We're giving you this opportunity, and you're still procrastinating, or you still say, oh yeah, but and maybe you come home from work every day, and you're just really going at it about this job, about the bad day you've had, and this and that and that and that, and everyone's saying, you just keep going on about how you don't like this job, why don't you leave? Oh yeah, one day, and it just never happens, and you don't take the action. And then so the universe goes, okay, well, we really want to see you at your best, and we want to see you in a better job, a better position, something that's actually going to make you happy. So here we go. And maybe I don't want to put it like, again, this is just a hypothetical anyway, but let's say you get laid off, you get fired, or something happens to where, you're forced to leave the job. And then you say, oh, that was really chaotic. I wasn't expecting that, and I wasn't prepared for that. But, you know, the universe did give you the opportunity to take matters into your own hands, and you were well aware of that, but you didn't take the action, and so then the universe comes in and says, okay, well, we're going to do that for you, right? So these are the Tower moments. But we do have the Three of Wands here, and the Three of Wands, of course, is that moving forward. And of course, it follows the Two, as we well know. And the Two of Wands is more about the planning stages, but the Three is a little bit more into the action stages, so it's actually being able to see the path ahead. You know, we can make plans for things, we can sit down and say, oh, this looks great on paper, or we can, you know, draw a little vision in our head, but it's only when we start actually seeing things starting to come to fruition that we can really see that path ahead, and we can go, okay, I can see changes occurring, or I can at least see that the change is possible, and we're moving forward into the new. So, so I do feel like this transformation is happening to you guys, at this moment in time, or it is about to be, right? And, you know, again, you know, it's sort of like showing you this, I'm seeing like it's almost like a guy paving a path, you know, but it's like, it's a half-done path, you know what I mean? But as you're walking along, it's kind of like you can see more of the path being built, you know what I'm saying? It's sort of that scenario for me. And clarified here by the Wheel of Fortune, which again just says to me, guys, that, you know, whatever has happened here with this Tower moment, or is about to, it's come from the universe. So again, it's that universe saying, well, you know, you didn't take action on this, so we're taking action for you. And again, it's happening for you guys, not to you. But this is like fated events and stuff too as well, right? This can talk about, so this is something that's destined, right, for you guys. Wherever you're headed with this Three of Wands, this is destiny. So this future that you're looking at, whatever you're paving ahead here, whatever you're seeing for your next phase, this is something I feel that is destined for you to carry out, or to walk into, or to, you know, be a part of. And the Wheel of Fortune too can also talk about, you know, what goes up will come down, and what is down will come up. Okay, so I often like to refer to this as like a Ferris wheel, right? So obviously you get in the Ferris wheel, you start out at the bottom, and then you get up to the top. Sometimes you're stuck at the top, right, because they're letting people off, or they're letting people on, and then you come back down again. And again, it's that whole process going around. And you know, once you're at the top, you're going to be down the bottom again, and you're at the bottom, you can't wait to get up to the top. It's just that continuous cycle of life, isn't it, guys? And much like, you know, kind of like a roller coaster going up and down, right? Which we often use that analogy as well. So this is definitely coming from the universe here. So this is something universal here. This is a bit cosmic. Again, cosmic ancestors. This could be from your ancestors even as well, I'm sorry to say, because we've got the owl here as well. So I do feel like this is something maybe that the ancestors have, you know, sort of started going in motion for you, right? They started the wheel turning, is kind of what I'm feeling. And I keep getting shown in my head the Flintstones. So I don't know whether maybe the Flintstones is means something to you guys, but I'm kind of seeing like they're drawing me to the Six of Cups as well. So with the Flintstones being like Stone Age and stuff, right? I'm seeing that some of your ancestors, maybe the ones that are trying to connect to you, may not be people that you knew in this life, and they may actually be from many generations ago. But it's still, you know, obviously you have a connection to these people, and they wish to communicate with you. So there is really a clue here for you guys in getting some news from your ancestors, some sort of answer here, some sort of wisdom or enlightenment, or something that's just going to help you move forward. But because I feel like I'm sort of hearing some of the ancestors saying, we're trying to stop you from constantly having these tower moments. That's what I'm hearing. So I feel like, pile 2, you've been through these tower moments many times. And I feel like you keep thinking, why? Why do these tower moments keep happening? But this is what I'm saying, guys. This is what you're learning right now. To not wait until the tower happens, to act, to do something about it. Because you guys actually have a choice. You guys actually have a choice to act and to do something yourself. But if you don't, the universe, your ancestors, your spirit guides, whoever it is, right, is going to come in and take action for you. That's just how it's going to go. So if you know this now with this valuable piece of information, if you haven't figured this out and now you know this, next time you sense something happening that you know needs to change, you know is not serving you, take the action yourself, guys. If you know what it is you want to do, how to move forward with this Three of Wands, take the action yourself. Because if you guys don't, right, after this certain period of time, this temperance, then the action will be taken for you. And, you know, we want to have our own choices, right? We want to make our own choices. We want to do our own thing, right? We don't want other people deciding things for us. So it's really important lesson here, I think, for you guys to know that and to be aware of that and to take that action, so that, you know, you're doing things your way. You know what I mean? And as I said, even if the universe comes in and acts for you, you're still going to end up where you need to be. So don't worry about that. But it's still nice to know that, you know, we took the action ourselves and that, you know, we made the choices, right? So we have the Horse here with freedom. And again, you know, I feel like this is you guys coming into this sense of freedom. You know, I'm thinking about how horses gallop, how free they look, you know, with their manes sort of blowing in the wind and things like that. And you know, yeah, there is a sense of freedom, and they're coming through a gate here, which I find, he or she is coming through a gate here, which I find really interesting. So it's like, and it's reminding me again of this Three of Wands here with that sort of cosmic, you know, astral sort of plane or something that you're sort of going through. And I do feel like this is you guys opening up these doors of communication with your ancestors or with, you know, another realm. There's some kind of thing here about you guys connecting the 5D and the 3D, I feel like here. But also too, this could just be you guys figuring this out, right, and undoing the next door for yourselves to walk through, to gallop through, whatever you guys want to do, prance, whatever you guys do, right, to get through this door. And it is opening up for you. And it's funny because I was watching some Never-Ending Story stuff the other day, and now it's making me think of the Never-Ending Story, how he had to go through, how Atreyu had to go through all those different gates, right? And he went through, was it the Southern Oracle, I think, that had the eyes, and they were open and then they were closed, and like the Southern Oracle, I think, wasn't it, they could tell, they could sense someone that wasn't, they weren't sense someone that wasn't brave, or someone that didn't have the right intentions, or someone that didn't have courage or something. It was something about that, because I was only watching snippets yesterday. I haven't watched the Never-Ending Story in a really long time, but I do love the movie. And I did think to myself, I should really just put the movie on instead of, do you ever do that? Instead of just watching like little snippets. But anyways, but, you know, and when they did have that knight that tried to go through, but of course the eyes opened and they got him straight away. And, you know, even with all his armor, you know, he was a coward underneath, right? So, I don't know why I'm being drawn to that, but maybe that may have a relevance for some of you guys. Maybe there's an air of fear here. We did talk a bit about anxiety and fear in pile 1, so maybe you've come from pile 1, but, you know, and maybe that too is what's led to a bit of this temperance energy with the Tower. Excuse me. Maybe there's a fear in taking this action, right? Even though you know what action you should take. But again, this is that lesson. It's just going to keep happening to you guys. These Tower moments are going to keep coming through if you guys don't start learning to take the action yourself. When you know that the answer is being presented to you, when you know what the solution is, when you know that things need to change, and things need to happen, and if you're not taking action on them, well, then it's just, you know, if it's something that's, especially something that's fated for you guys, the universe will come in and do that for you. Your ancestors will come in and they'll take action and they will do that for you. So I think that is one of the lessons you're learning here as well. A big lesson. And with this Six of Cups card, you know, maybe this is something that, you know, it's happened a lot in your past as well. Maybe there's been a lot of times where, you know, you've had these Tower moments, and there's, you know, been these situations where, you know, you've needed to make a choice and didn't, and then the universe has come in and you know, done the thing. But we have the Nine of Pentacles here as well, and that, you know, that's such a lovely card, because this is, and it's funny because I just talked right about that, having the courage and things like that, and that knight who, even though with all his armor, just didn't in the end, and the Southern Oracle got him. But this is what this card is about. This is like personal power. This is taking back your power. This is standing in your truth, right? We have the clarity and truth here with the throat chakra, right? And I feel like, you know, you guys, and that's what I'm thinking too with this this opening, right, that the horse is going through. So this is perhaps even like opening your third chakra if you haven't already, if some of you haven't done that, and maybe feeling really in that fifth chakra, and energy, and being able to finally speak your truth, and maybe that's going to really give you that sense of power, that personal power, right? I can finally speak my mind, and that could be the situation with the news as well. Like maybe finally you're able to speak out and say what it is you need to say when you need to say it, and that may also help you guys deal with this Tower moment, so you can actually speak up and take action and do the things you need to do, so that these Tower moments don't keep happening. You can get in there before the Tower comes in, and then you guys can take control and you know, feel good because you took control of the situation, not the universe, right? And that may be sort of releasing some kind of a pattern too that's been happening a lot through the past. I just heard some kind of like karmic pattern, perhaps even. Yes, so now your ancestors are kind of saying, or spirit saying to me, that this could be some sort of karmic tie with your ancestors. Maybe this is something that's been happening, you know, throughout generations of your ancestors, and you know, they kept going through these Tower moments, and your ancestors saying, for the love of God, just please, you know, figure of speech, guys, just, you know, please, just, you know, change this cycle for us, because, you know, we don't want to see this happen to you. We all went through this so that you don't have to, right? But you're going through this right now, and they're really trying to like get you out of this pattern, right, as well. So, and you know, the Six of Cups too, you know, it's that inner child energy. You know, I think of happiness and stuff. I mean, on the traditional card, you know, we have the lady selling flowers, and you've got happy children and stuff like that, and I just think it's a really happy thing as well. So, and this is how you'll be feeling in this Nine of Pentacles energy, and you know, being next to the Three, this is what you're working towards. Sorry guys, this is what you're heading towards, this freedom. Now this could be financial freedom, this could be you know, in general, stability, right, you know, for you, so just being able to have a secure roof over your head, you know, anything. It's really a bit more material in the sense of the Nine of Pentacles, but it's definitely you being in your independence, being in your power, and just feeling really good about yourself. And I think this is all going to come from this realization, this cutting off of this cycle of waiting for these Tower moments to happen, and you taking control of yourself and saying, I'm in power now. Oh, now I just heard, yeah, wow, okay. So another movie that I really love from the Neverending Story kind of era is The Labyrinth, okay? And I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's a great movie. Please watch it. But there's a scene in it where this main character, Sarah, she's reading out this book, a story on goblins and things, and in the story, there's this girl, and she's dealing with the Goblin King, and there's a line in it where it says, you have no power over me, and that's how she defeats the Goblin King. I won't ruin the actual movie for you if you guys do want to watch it. So I just want to say that's because that does actually become a part of the actual movie. But in the first scenes of the movie, she's reading from a book, and the line is, you have no power over me. So I feel like this is you guys sort of coming into, as I said, that personal power, and you're making the decisions now, not somebody else. And I just heard hooray! I heard clapping and hooray. So I feel like once you get to that point, your literal spiritual team, the universe, your ancestors are going to be cheering you guys on, because this, I do feel like, is some kind of almost karmic cycle that you guys are going to be coming out of, getting out of. Sorry guys, I forgot to talk about this card. We do have the Dark Night of the Soul. Life brings new meaning. Yes. So I do feel like you guys coming to this realization is going to make you feel like a whole brand new person. It's like, you know, yeah, just new meaning to life, like feeling refreshed, feeling like, you know, it's a whole new start. A whole new world. I just heard that as well. I'm getting so many Disney stuff lately, guys. Anyways, but yeah, so it's going to be a brand new thing for you guys. Maybe you've been working through a bit of soul stuff as well, a bit of shadow work as well for some of you guys. And, you know, these can just be some little traits that you guys are working through as well. Like I said, like procrastination, for instance, right? If you know that's something that you constantly do, you know it's not serving you. I mean, procrastination doesn't serve any of us, really, does it? But, you know, if you know you're doing things like that and, you know, it's to the point where you tend to do it pretty much with every scenario you go through. It's like, oh yeah, I'll wait it out, you know, I'll act on this later, I'll do that later, and you know that it keeps leading you to these tower moments, guys. This is where we need to really wake up and smell the coffee and change this cycle around, guys. So I am going to get to you guys. I just want to see and make sure there's no more messages here for you guys. I'm just sort of, Spirit's asked me to just take another look at the cards. So give me one moment, guys, please. And I do feel like, too, with the crow, it's like, you know, he's kind of like he's standing on top of the world. I'm going to say that's the world. We'll say it is. And it's open to artistic interpretation, guys, but we'll say it's the world, right? And I do feel like it's, again, that feeling of control, of like, I'm in charge now, I'm on my personal power. So loving this thunder in the background. I hope that's not annoying you guys, but I'm very happy to hear the thunder, I can tell you now. And very, what's the word I'm after? It works well with your tower card. I'm sorry to pair those up, but you know, we do have the lightning hitting the tree there, so I think that's you know, this is, but you know what, you know, the storms, you know, come and go, right, guys? So maybe whatever storm may be coming, if you're still yet to go through this tower moment, just, I will say to you guys, if this is a umpteenth time that you've been through this tower moment, please realize that this could be an unhealthy cycle for you guys. Maybe you are procrastinating, maybe you are not taking actions on it, and you know, thus the universe keeps acting for you. And this is your clue, guys. This is this bit of news coming through from your ancestors, from the universe, to break this cycle so that you can start, you know, getting into this Nine of Pentacles energy. So yeah, I mean, and you know, that dark tower may, with this dark night of the soul, the tower may make you feel like you're really trapped in this dark energy. You know, it may actually make you want to procrastinate. So it's kind of like I'm hearing, you know, this is the song that never ends, right? It may feel like that with this cycle. It's like, I can't break this cycle because every time I get into a new tower moment, my energy goes down. You know, I'm not in that positive mindset, right? And so I'm acting from a place of darkness, right? And so that breeds the procrastination. That breeds me, you know, fearing. The tower too can make you fear taking action on something. It can make you fear the next steps, the next stages, because these tower moments keep happening. But I'm telling you guys, your lesson right now is the fact that they are happening in the first place, because you actually have way more control over these tower moments than what you think. Okay, now I can move on. The last thing we're going to get for you guys is a card from the Desiderata deck. Okay, like I said for you guys, this is a poem. It's a beautiful poem. If you do want to check it out, you can find it online. There are several versions, oh, not versions, but there's several copies of it right around online. Okay, so Spirit Guides, one final piece of advice for pile 2, please. What lessons are they learning right now? One final advice for pile 2, please. Okay, cool. So we have, with all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it's still a beautiful world. And I think that's, good for you guys to know as well, because I think that's kind of like, even though you may go through many tower moments, or you've been through many tower moments, it's about having that hope as well, and being able to see through the darkness. Again, we've got that dark night of the soul, right? Life brings new meaning. So, as I said, maybe through the tower moments, you've been seeing the world in a bit of a dark, dark light doesn't really work, but you know what I'm saying, right? You're seeing it in sadness, in darkness, just in a very negative way, I feel like. In a very sad way. Maybe, there's a lot of melancholy attached to that. And that's understandable, because tower moments can put us in those positions. It really can. But, with all of that said, right, it can still be a beautiful world. Because there is beauty to be found. There is beauty there. There's beauty around us. And, you guys are getting into this Nine of Pentacles energy. Again, freedom with that horse. And it's funny with this card too, because the forest that he is in actually does look a little bit dark and gloomy and mysterious, right? But, you've got this beautiful white horse just charging through this entryway. So it's like, and again with this Three of Wands as well, you've got these beautiful bright colors, and all around it, gray, black, white, but this beautiful array of color in the middle of the Three of Wands there. So again, for sure, seeing the beauty within the darkness. And that may very well, as I said, help you guys to move through some of these tower moments. But I do really feel like the point of your lesson right now, guys, is to sort of break this cycle of these tower moments happening, because you are in control. You do have the ability to take control of your life, and sort of stop these tower moments from happening. But again, like if there are, sometimes two tower moments can still happen. If it's something maybe that we can't handle ourselves, as in it's too big of a job perhaps for us to do ourselves, then the universe will come in and we'll have a tower moment. And it does, affect us. It does come in chaotically. It does, really turn our world upside down. And okay, now I'm seeing Spirit showing me in the labyrinth once again. Again, sorry to spoil it for you guys if you haven't seen it. Do watch it. It's a great movie, like I said. But, there's a scene in it, basically. You've got this girl. I'm going to ruin it for you guys now. Sorry, I have to. It's spoiler. But this is the message that needs to come through here. So, like, you've got this girl, and she sort of lives in a fantasy world, right? She's all about goblins and, sort of the fantasy life. And she reads these fantasy books, and she gets really, really into them. And basically, she is due to look after her little baby brother, who is literally a baby at this stage, while her parents go out, and she's not happy about it. But what actually ends, and she in her book, she's dealing with this like goblin king, and basically there's a thing in the book that you can give the children away to the goblin king. So basically you summon the goblin king, and then you ask him to take the child away because you don't want to deal with the child, right? And so she basically, the little boy, while she's babysitting him, won't stop crying. And so she says, Goblin King, Goblin King. And then she, gets but the thing is, the Goblin King actually turns up. And he takes the baby away. And then she freaks out because she's like, well, I didn't know that was actually going to happen. I was just, pretending. And then she's like, no, I need to get him back. And so she goes into this other world, the labyrinth, right, a literal labyrinth, to try and get the baby back. But there's a scene in it, there's a whole heap of things throughout the movie that are obviously illusion, and trying to trick her into believing that they are real when they are not, and getting her confused as to what's real and what's not. So there's a scene in it where she basically walks through into her bedroom, and she's like, this is my bedroom. And then all of a sudden she starts realizing, oh, I must have just fallen asleep and had a dream. Everything's fine, and her memory's sort of been wiped a bit. She even forgets the fact that her little baby brother Toby has been taken by the Goblin King, played by David Bowie, by the way. And you know, so she's but she starts remembering things. Oh, wait a minute, no, I was doing something. What was I doing? And then this lady comes in. Oh no, you weren't doing anything. You know, it's a puppet. No, you weren't doing anything. No, love, this is your room. No, you love your room. And then she starts showing her all the toys. Oh, you know, here's little, you know, baby kitty. You love baby kitty. And here's, you know, bouncy bunny. You love bouncy bunny. And then she's like, no, but I was doing something. And then eventually she remembers my baby brother. And then, of course, all the walls come crumbling down and she sees that it's just a pile of rubble and she wasn't in her room at all. It was just illusion. So tower moments can feel like that, right? That's why I'm kind of bringing that up. Sometimes, you know, but, you know, it can seem like chaos, you know, like I'm more talking about, you know, at the end of that scene where it all came down and there was the rubble and stuff. And it's like, you know, I thought things were going fine, or maybe, you know, I thought I was coping, and then things, you know, come tumbling down, and it can be a really difficult thing to deal with. But, you know, Spirit wants you to know, that there is still, you know, beauty in the world, and that is what's going to help you move through this period of the tower as well, if you do have any tower moments moving forward. Yeah, so that was your reading, part 2. I really hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was helpful for you. And please like and subscribe if you enjoy my channel. If you liked today's reading, please like it. Thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, please. If you can, because of course the more likes I get, guys, the more I can put myself out there with the algorithms, so more people can see my messages that need to come through. So I really appreciate that. It takes 2 seconds to give it a like, guys, if you did enjoy it. Of course, I don't want you to do it if you didn't enjoy it. You know, be honest about it, but you know, if you did like it, please, the thumbs up really helps. And once again, if you are watching and you are not yet a subscriber, please do subscribe, because then you can see more of my great content and be up to date with when I post and anything else that I put on my YouTube channel. So take care, guys, and I will see you on the next one, hopefully. Bye. Hey, part 3, and welcome to your reading. So we are looking at the lessons you are learning right now in your life, and this is paired up with my promoting the Mighty Motivation Project, which is a podcast that I have about motivational speeches set to help inspire the collective and you know, motivate them to, you know, keep going with life and you know, just getting on with the daily grind, and you know, sort of talking about issues that we deal with in life. It's all based on my personal experiences. So let's see what we have for you here today. Now, I have taken a card from the one of my animal decks to get a bit of an idea of what your energy is right now. And of course, I have the tarot as usual, and I have some oracle as well. I've also dealt you guys, a shark card, so we're going to get into that as well. And then I have a Desiderata oracle. Desiderata is a famous poem, or rather a well-known poem. It's a very, very beautiful poem if you ever wish to read the whole thing, but someone's turned it into a little oracle, and which I absolutely love, so I'm going to be using that at the end to get you guys some advice. So I do apologize, it is actually 7 a.m. right now, guys. So I was doing this reading yesterday, and I do live with a flatmate, so just as I was about to get on to your part of the reading, my flatmate came home, and that's usually when I stop doing my recordings, just, you know, just to be respectful, right? So anyways, I had to pick up your reading this morning, so I have just woken up, and I have done a bit of meditation and things, don't worry, guys. But my voice still sounds may sound a little bit croaky, so I do apologize about that. I have drunk water, but we'll see what happens. But if you do hear me, do excuse me, okay? Also, if you hear any noises outside the window, I have the window open, which I usually do with, my tarot readings and stuff. I just love the fresh air, so I do apologize about that. But it's just little birds and things, so I'm sure that you guys are going to be fine with that. Yesterday it was actually we had a really huge thunderstorm, so pile 1 and 2 actually got a nice little background music set of thunder. So, but anyways, okay, let's get into your reading, guys. So we have the elephant for your main energy right now, guys, and on this card it's represented by the element of fire. So you guys may be a fire sign, or you may just have fire somewhere predominantly in your chart. So obviously that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So with the elephant, now the thing about elephants, elephants are quite intelligent. They're very intelligent animals. They're very family orientated. And that is that thing with elephants too. They've got really good memories, and I'm just remembering, and I actually did bring this up in another reading if I remember correctly. But there used to be an ad, and this may not resonate if you're not from Australia, because I think it was an Australian ad. Don't quote me on that though. It was many, many years ago. I'm talking like literally, I think the 90s. But anyway, there was an ad where a guy had a bag of peanuts, and there was an elephant. I think he was a part of a parade. I'm trying to remember now, guys. He was a part of a parade, and he was sort of going along, and he wanted a peanut, but the guy wouldn't give him any of his peanuts, and so the elephant was like, okay. And many years later, the guy still eating, I don't think actually he was still eating peanuts, but the guy came across the same elephant, and the elephant remembered that he didn't give him a peanut, and literally takes his trunk out and whacks the guy in the face. I don't remember. I'm assuming obviously it was an ad for peanuts. I really don't remember. But anyways, regardless, it's that whole thing of, and they had the slogan afterwards, right? Like, of elephants never forget. So anyway, and it's funny because this is making me think of something here, and I'm gonna have to mention it now because I may forget. So with your tarot, we have the Tower clarified by the Strength, the Wheel of Fortune clarified by the Devil, and we have the Ten of Pentacles clarified by the Six of Swords. Now, I just want to talk about this Devil energy for a minute, because you guys could have been through some kind of Devil energy in regards to a toxic situation, a toxic person, something that definitely wasn't serving you. And I kind of feel like if this was a person, or if this was related to some kind of scenario that did you wrong, then it's kind of like that thing of like you with the elephant doing the whole I never forget, you know what I mean? But I want to say something, because it's clarifying the Wheel of Fortune. And so I kind of want to say the Wheel of Fortune makes me think of like, that being direct energy from the universe, right? And so I kind of want to say it's like the universe hasn't forgotten what happened to you. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you guys have been through some kind of situation where it's like maybe you didn't get justice, or you thought karma should have been dealt out and maybe it hadn't, excuse me, that was my stomach, guys. I haven't had breakfast yet. Maybe some kind of karma should have been dealt, or you don't felt like there was any kind of justice in this situation. I feel like that's changing, because even if you've forgotten, the universe is saying it hasn't forgotten. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really funny with the elephant, but that's kind of coming through. But let's get back to the elephant in general. So and once again, I'm looking here at how one of his tusks it has been, we will say, I guess, cut off. So, I think this poor elephant has been through it for sure. And given that we do have the Tower card here as well, I think that, and the Devil, I think you guys have definitely been through some things that, I don't necessarily want to say, dark times, but I think that, some challenging times, right, guys? Some difficulties. But what I want to say though is obviously this elephant is still going and he's holding that little flame. So it's kind of like, I feel like that pairs up too with the strength card that is clarifying the tower, because I feel like despite what's happened to you guys have stayed strong and you have, weathered the storms, so to speak. And if this is something that you're thinking, well, I don't know what you're talking about, Abby, like none of this has happened. This could be a scenario that you're about to be going through. Sorry to say, guys, but, we do have a lot of other positive stuff to talk about here, so don't worry. But, if you're not resonating with this being a recent energy or a past energy, then this may very well become the current energy or the near future kind of energy here. But so I'm kind of feeling too, it's funny because we're talking about the lessons that you're learning, but that for some of you there's an energy of it's more like the universe is dishing out lessons for other people on your behalf, or it's like you're teaching others in a way, and sort of giving them a little bit of lessons for their actions, right? It's almost like, I don't want to say like you're triggering people or anything like that, but it's kind of like, I don't want to say that either, Spirit. It's like, not like you're setting people up for like failure or something, or you're setting people up for, bad karma, but it's kind of like, Spirit's kind of wanting to say like you're calling people out or something. Like there's a thing about, okay. Which, when you're like in school, and you're really little and, you've been told right from wrong. And so the second somebody does something, you're like, miss, they're littering, or they're being mean. Bobby just did this or whatever, and because you're really honest about it, because you're like, well, that's wrong. We've been told that's wrong. And so you're quick to point it out, or you're quick to notice it, and it's kind of like that energy I'm kind of feeling, to be honest with you guys, a little bit. So it's almost like the lessons, perhaps, it for some of you, is actually sort of more coming from you, but directed at others in a way. It's kind of funny. Yeah, so we have the third eye here as well on the elephant, and the thing with the third eye is that I feel you guys, and we do have third eye vision down here as well with reclaim your mind, so I feel like you guys are tapping into that intuition. You guys are getting more into your connection, I feel like, to maybe the 5D. Again, this could be other, dimensions, realms, whatever, or just your connection to spirit as well, right? This could be that as well. But I feel like it's listening to your intuition, and sort of letting that guide you as well. But I sort of feel like it's seeing beyond the physical as well. I'm sort of hearing like, it's like, yeah, I mean, maybe you're tapping into some more psychic abilities that you didn't know that you had, or you're trying to access some kind of knowledge, wisdom that's, not coming from your 5D, your 3D. So it's not coming from, your physical plane. It's coming from elsewhere, right? Again, like I said, this could be spirit guides. This could be, you in general, just making that connection between the 3D and the 5D, right? Elephants, obviously live a really, really long time too, sorry to say. So I feel like this is that strength that it's like, no matter what you go through or how many times you've been through something, it's like you're still coming out at the end of it, you know what I mean? Maybe this has felt like a really long journey for some of you guys, if you're resonating with this tower moment being something of the past or the recent past. And maybe with this Wheel of Fortune here, you thought to yourself, when is this going to change, right? But that's the great thing with the fact that we have the Wheel of Fortune here and it's clarified by the devil, is that things are changing for you, right? This is the sign of good luck. This is the sign that that wheel is going to turn for you again. So if you were feeling like you're at the bottom of this wheel, the wheel is turning and you're about to be at the top of the wheel, okay? Whatever this devil energy is, we'll get more into that, but just talking about the elephant card for now. And they're very wise too, elephants. So again, I feel like, you know, this is you sort of tapping into more wisdom, but it's like, yes, some of that wisdom is based on the experiences that you've had, and you're using that wisdom moving forward. But I feel like also too, it's you, as I said, making some kind of like a spiritual connection or some kind of connection to another realm, another, you know, or just the 5D, and just, you know, getting knowledge and wisdom from elsewhere that's not in the physical plane, that's not in your current surroundings, if you get my meaning. You know, and you may be, I mean, this is a fire sign too, and, you know, when we talk about, like, in the tarot and stuff, you know, wands are considered fire energy and things like that, but, you know, I often think of passion and I think of creativity and stuff as well, and it's making me think about, you know, I don't know if you've seen those videos on YouTube, but there are quite a few videos with elephants where, you know, they're painting. To be honest with you, I don't particularly like those painting ones, because I do feel like they've been trained to do that, and I just, that makes me feel bad. But, you know, at the end of the day, I get it. Yeah, it's cute, they can paint, but I do feel bad, because I'm like, oh my god, if you've been trained to do this, I feel really bad. But they are capable of that, and appreciating art as well. You know, on the opposite side of that one that I really love is, there's a guy, and I cannot think of his name, so sorry, but you know, you just a quick that's a new word, a quick search on YouTube and you'll find it pretty easy, guys. But there is a gentleman who plays the piano, and he plays it for the elephants, and you can just see how calm they are when he plays for them. They're even swinging their trunks and stuff, you know, they're trying to, like, you know, sort of almost move with the music and things like that, and it's just such a really wonderful, beautiful, powerful thing to watch. And so, you know, some of you guys may be artists as well. Some of you may be really creative and into some kind of art expression of self. Yeah. So, okay. So let's see what else we have here. So with your oracle cards, we have the soul, butterfly. We have living light energy, see the beauty in life. We have ritual with bison, and we have, like I said, third eye vision, reclaim your mind. And your chakra is the 6th chakra, which is, you know, that resonates, right? Because we're already talking about the third eye, and we've got it present in the elephant, and we've got it present in this third eye vision card as well. So we've already got number 35 and 36. So they could be relevant for you guys. They could be ages. You might be 35, 36. We also have 28 and 25. So 35 breaks down to an 8. 36 breaks down to a 9. So we have 8 and 9. And then we've got, oh, that's interesting, 8, 9. And then 28 breaks down to a 10. So that's 8, 9, 10, right? Which obviously breaks down to a 1. And then we've got a 7 as well. So 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, wow. Hey, that's cool. Wow, yeah, I like that. That's really cool. All right, so... Okay, so I kind of feel like, you know, maybe things have sort of, unbeknownst to you maybe, have sort of played out in a bit of a strategic way, whether you know it or not. So, you know, those numbers are obviously in succession, so I kind of feel like, and this could be a bit of a build-up too, you've gone from, what did we say, 7, 8, 9, 10, like you're building up, and we've got the 10 of Pentacles here as well. So this could be, you know, a sort of an indication of your growth, of the things that are changing for you, how the times are changing, because we do have the Wheel of Fortune here as well. Yeah, it's making me think of the 7 of Pentacles as well. So it's like, you know, gradual growth. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, so we have the Tower, and that's clarified by the Strength card. So like I said, Tower moments are never fun, and you know, they're very chaotic, and they come in quick, hard, and fast. And a lot of the times, you know, they're called Tower moments because we're really not prepared for them. So one of the other piles did get it, and because I did this yesterday, I think it was pile 2. If you've come from pile 2, hello. But you know, what I was saying to those guys is that, you know, the Tower moments can feel very chaotic, sorry guys, and crazy, and you know, they do come in hard and fast, and it's unexpected. But the thing is, you know, Tower moments, I feel, are, you know, from the universe, from our spirit guides. It's that energy of, you know, something in your life needs to come to an end, and if nothing has changed and it's gone on for a certain period of time and it's still not serving you, then the Tower moment comes in to assist us with that. And so that's why I feel like the Tower is always quite different from the Death card, even though they, you know, both signify endings. But it's like with the Death card, I feel like that's us sort of more taking action and making a choice to end something, whereas, or someone else has, whereas with the Tower card, it's like it's being done for us. But, you know, do remember it's for you and not to you, right? This is happening for you and not to you, even though it feels like, you know, this is happening to me, why, right? But at the end of the day, it's for you, so it's for your highest good. And so we do have the Strength card, so you guys need to know, if this hasn't happened yet, you guys have the strength to come through this Tower moment, okay? And for those of you that have already experienced these Tower moments already in your life, know that, you know, this is just an indication of how strong you were, and how you weathered the storms coming through these Tower moments. Definitely no cowardly lions here. And we have the Wheel of Fortune again. Like I said, this is clarified by the Devil. So this is the card of like good luck. This is like fated events. Again, it's talking about change being a constant, right? The wheel is always turning. And so it's the, you know, what goes up will come down, and vice versa. So if you have been feeling at the bottom of this wheel, guys, the wheel is shifting and you guys are about to be up the top. And so yeah, this Devil energy obviously has something to do with that. So you could have been in some toxic situations, you might have dealt with some toxic people. This could be addictions, this could be bad habits in general, you know, and that can be relating to anything really. I mean, that can be, I mean, I want to kind of pair that up in a way with the Ritual card. Some of you guys maybe have had something, if it was like an addiction or some kind of behavioral pattern perhaps that you were doing that wasn't serving you, and maybe it kept leading to these Tower moments if you resonate with having already been through a Tower moment. But you guys are coming out of this now, and if it was in regards to perhaps external circumstances, people, situations, you know, environment, whatever, once again, this is something that is shifting for you guys. And yeah. Sorry guys, I'm just okay. Yeah. So, and again, we have the Owl here on the Wheel of Fortune card. So another clue to wisdom, right? The wisdom gained from these experiences. And I do feel like with this Strength card, so for those that have been through this Tower moment, or regardless whether you're about to go through a Tower moment, you're going to see the strength within you. You're going to realize that, you know, just exactly what you are capable of. And, you know, elephants can talk about leadership as well. So maybe this is you sort of like, now I'm hearing that Katy Perry song. Oh God, what is it? Hear Me Roar. I'm sorry guys, I don't actually listen to Katy Perry. I don't know the actual name of the song, but it's something about you're going to hear me roar. Oh yes. Anyways, you guys will know. I'm so sorry. But so I feel like that's you kind of unleashing that strength, right? And that you have within you, and it's sort of almost like I'm kind of seeing it. Okay, Spirit's showing me Harry Potter now. You know, when the boys were sitting in the dormitory and they were trying those funny treats that make you sound like animals, and I think it was Ron that took one, and I believe it was a tiger. But yeah, he did this big roar, and everyone was like, "Oh, that was cool." And so I kind of feel like that, almost like it's like, whoa, like that was unexpected. But it was like you were sort of shoved into a situation, or you may be put into a situation where it's going to test your strength. But this is set up for you to realize, I think, just how strong you are. So this is one of the lessons you could be learning right now, or have just learnt, is that strength within you, and that you do have the capabilities to you know, pull through anything really that the universe wants to throw your way. And the fact that he's got the rose in his mouth here, I just feel like at the end of the day, you're still like a compassionate person. Like it hasn't, you know, it hasn't affected you in the sense of you're bitter or anything now. It's like you've still got compassion for the world. You've still got compassion for other people. It's like you haven't lost any of that, you know, within yourself by going through these tower moments or this challenging situation. So I think that's really cool. And yeah, of course, we have the Ten of Pentacles. So this is, you know, what you guys are coming into following all this, because we have the Six. This is clarified by the Six of Swords. So this is you guys coming out of difficult situations, out of the rough waters into the calmer waters. And, you know, as this card is depicting it, you know, it's the rainbow after the rain, right? So, and the Ten of Pentacles talks about, I mean, you know, it can, like a lot of people say, you know, yeah, it's family and things like that. It's having a family, because we've got on the traditional tarot card, it's depicted with, you know, the husband, wife, they've got the kids, and, you know, there's little dogs running around and all sorts of stuff. And, you know, they've got the big castle, or I think it's a castle in the background. And, you know, yeah. And look, it doesn't have to mean marriage for you if that's not your thing. If you don't have kids, it doesn't have to mean you're having kids or fur babies or anything like that. It's just an indication of the stability that you are coming into, that moment of feeling like, you know, I have what I need, right? I have more than what I need, actually, because it is, you know, one of the best cards in the deck. But it's like, you know, you have the roof over your head, you have the finances you need to get the things you need, like food and water and stuff like that, but also, you know, all the little extra luxuries and things that you would like to have. You know, maybe you've got the money to go traveling and things like that, all the little things you like to do to put money into your passions, you know, if you are an artist, like I spoke about. You know, so you can buy all your art supplies and all that kind of stuff. Like, this is coming into something to where you're feeling very content and stable in your financial and material, in the financial and material senses. But like I said, if you are wanting to get married, or you are wanting to have like a family and stuff one day, it can indicate that as well. So that kind of stability as well. And like I said, elephants do represent family as well. Elephants are good luck as well. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. I think I didn't mention that. But elephants are a sign of good luck in many different cultures. So, this is another clue for you guys that, you are coming into a period of good luck. You're finding your 10 of Pentacles. Like I said, this wheel is shifting for you guys. And, I think a lot of the times too, what we learn, and definitely I'm sort of more talking from personal experience here as well, what we learn in these tower moments is to appreciate life in general, to appreciate the basics. Because if we think about a tower, right, when the tower crumbles and it falls down, there's nothing there, right? It's everything's fallen down, it's crumbled. Literally, you're left standing or sitting on the ground, right? But this gives you the opportunity to start again. It gives you the opportunity for something new, to build from the ground up, right? To start these foundations again. This might be a crappy analogy, but it's it's kind of like, so you're sitting on the ground, but it's like while you're waiting for, and I spoke about this yesterday with, I believe it was Pile 2, about the dust settling, having that patience, right? Waiting for the dust to settle so you can, start up again, set up again. It's like you're learning to appreciate the ground. Does that make sense? I know that sounds really stupid in a way, but it's like you're sitting on the ground and you're like, solid ground, I appreciate this. And then you start building up little bit by little bit, and as you go, I appreciate this more, I appreciate that more, because I came, I don't want to say it like that, but I came from nothing, you know what I mean? Like, I had this tower moment, things got taken away, things were stripped away from me, or I was, sent back to square one, but it's made me appreciate, life and the things that I will have in the future. Right, I understand. I have gratitude for those a lot more than what I did. Right, it's the thing sometimes too. If the universe hands us everything on a platter, right? It's very hard to have gratitude. It's hard to understand what it is to be thankful for something, because we're just constantly in that state of receiving or maybe abundance, right? And so it's hard to see. But if you come from, for instance, if you're in a dark room, right, or if it's nighttime, for instance, and it's really, really dark, we appreciate the sun coming up, right? We do, and we appreciate seeing the light and being able to see what's around us and feel the sun on our faces and things like that, right? There's an appreciation there after 8 hours or 12 hours of, like, you know what I mean? So coming out of that darkness and into the light. If we were just kept in the dark all the time, obviously that would be a difficult thing to deal with, right? But as soon as we got that moment of the light, we'd be so grateful. We are grateful. But if we had the sunshine all the time and if everything was perfect, every day was perfect, there was no rain, there was no wind or anything like that, it makes it hard to appreciate other things, right? Because we're just so used to having the good life, we're having the good things, or as I said, being in that receiving sort of energy all the time, right? So sometimes I feel like, we're sent back to square one, or we're put through these tower moments, things are taken away from us in order for us to appreciate what's ahead, appreciate the things that, are really meant for us. And we do have the soul here with butterfly, and I do feel like it helps us to kind of figure out what we vibe with and what really matters to us on a soul level. Like I'm saying, I think we realize a lot of things going through tower moments. Again, you've got the strength card, so we're realizing our strength. We're realizing, just how powerful we are, right? There's an inner power that we're unleashing, that I think is always there. This is one of the things I think about courage and stuff. I think people think, I've got to find the strength, I've got to find the courage. It's within you. It's already there. So it's not a scenario of necessarily having to search for it. It's just that the daily crap that we go through, the things that happen in life kind of get piled on top of it, and we've just kind of got to move things out of the way to sort of like, you know, bring it out again. But it's there, it is there, you know what I'm saying? But you're learning to see and appreciate the beauty in life, and even butterflies, because actually so I'm going to tell you a little story. So my brother, who lives in Canada, was down for Christmas, came to see me in Australia, and so I was showing him around the area that I live, my little suburb, and and we have, because where I am, it's, you know, very hot days and things like that, so we have, you know, the palm trees, and we've got the beaches, and we've got, but, you know, of course we have all the animals and insects and stuff that come along with that sort of tropical heat. So it's like all the beautiful big monarch butterflies and stuff like that, but we've also got the big lizards and all those kinds of things as well, and the dragonflies and all that sort of stuff, right? And I even now, like I've been living here, I think, for like 2 years now, and because I moved from another state, and you know, I'm still, when I go outside, I'm like, oh, look at the beautiful butterfly. Like, you know what I mean? I'm still really appreciative of that, because I've actually been through quite a few tower moments myself. I've been through some dark times, some really dark times in my life. And even though that's become a bit of a norm for me now, to see the butterflies and to see the beauty of this and that, and I'm in a lot more of a stable position now and all those kinds of things, I'm still able to appreciate those little things because I know where I came from. Do you know what I'm saying? And it was funny because with my brother, like, we were walking along and he was trying to tell me something, and I was listening, I promise I was, but a big monarch butterfly flew in front of me. I said, oh wow, look, hey, look at the butterfly. And I was like, hey buddy, because I always talk to the animals and butterflies and stuff, right? I was like, hey buddy. And then my brother just shakes his head and looks at me, and I said, what? And then he said, you weren't even listening to me. I said, yes I was. He said, no, you're just interested in the butterfly. I said, well, it's a pretty butterfly. So you know, yeah. But it's you know, being able to appreciate those things coming from you know, a place of I don't want to say lack, right? But just difference in circumstance, difference in energy, something that, you know, a contrast, right? A contrast. But it's allowing you to see more of the beauty in life. And I think, you know, this is the lesson that we're kind of learning here. It's like allowing you to have more gratitude, to appreciate, you know, what you're about to have, this abundance that you guys are about to come into. And I don't think it's a scenario where the universe is like, you know, we want to put you through the ringer and you have to really, really work for every little thing that we give you because you're not deserving or anything like that. It's nothing like that. But I just think, you know, it does set us up for being able to appreciate the nice things in life. And, you know, I do often think sometimes, and, you know, this is not to judge, of course, but I do often think sometimes about people that, you know, are born into really abundant lifestyles, so aka like, you know, millionaires and things like that, right, who just, you know, have it really good from the get-go. And, you know, I just imagine that it's hard for them to sort of appreciate some of the simpler things in life, or even the beauty in nature and things like that, you know, because they've come from a place to begin with that's been so abundant for them. And I think it's hard to understand what they really have because they haven't been able to experience a contrast in that, you know. So I think as much as this has probably felt like this was an unfair situation, or you know, why did I have to go through this, and so on and so forth, I think it really is allowing you to appreciate what's ahead, and this beautiful time that you're coming into with this 10 of Pentacles. And so also, like I'm saying, you know, if this was anything with this Devil card here to do with like you being done wrong by or something like that, if this Tower moment came from external sources, if you felt like, you know, you've been in too many toxic relationships, toxic situations that, you know, really you don't, you know, because sometimes like I feel like some of the situations I've been in, even though yes, we we have free will, we make our own choices in life. Sometimes I do feel like, we just sort of end up landing in a spot that we didn't really want to be, you know what I mean? It just kind of like, it's like, randomly rolling the dice for a game of like Monopoly or something, right? And then we're going along, and then we land on like, one of the spots, like, go to jail, or we land on, one of the properties that's already taken, right? And then we have to pay rent and stuff like that. But it was, it was randomly done. It was the roll of the dice. It was just how it went, right? We didn't choose to land on that spot necessarily, but it happened, and we deal with it, right? So, sometimes we are put into situations, or we end up, in situations that, we go, why am I here? I wouldn't have chosen this. But, just know that, you are sort of getting some kind of a justice now from that situation, right? Or again, you're experiencing the contrast. So what was maybe feeling quite negative, again, toxic, this is shifting into something positive for you guys. Again, with this Wheel of Fortune card, this is good luck coming in for you guys to turn this situation around. And again, it's like flipping a coin. You're getting to see the other side now. It's like how people say the grass is always greener on the other side, which isn't actually necessarily true, of course, but let's just say in this case that it is, and you're actually getting to experience the other side. Again, in contrast, right? I don't know why I want to keep saying contrast, but that's coming out. So, what else do we have here for you? So yeah, with the ritual card, like I said, for some of you, I feel like this could have been attached to the Devil card. So this could have been like an addiction, or some kind of, it could have even been a mindset, or something you were doing that was repetitive that wasn't serving you, and you're letting go of that now, or you're rather, because of the Tower, being that it's happening for you, right? You're being taken out of this situation now. With the ritual too, maybe sometimes, maybe you guys have felt like this is something that's been going on for quite a while, something that became a bit of a steady paced thing. So it was like almost something that you got used to. It was almost like a constant. I don't want to necessarily say constant. This will only be, resonating for a few of you. But maybe this felt like that for some of you. Because I'm just thinking like how, the lady's got the drum there. And when we beat on a drum, we sort of, pick up a bit of a pattern, don't we? And we sort of tend to stick to that pattern, right? So I think, that might have been something for some of you guys. This might have been long-standing. And the fact that we have the elephant too, right? Elephants live for a very, very long time. So maybe this is something that's felt like, I've really been on this journey with that for quite some time. But again, like I said, maybe you lost a little bit of faith even in the universe, but things are shifting for you guys, and that is about to change. So yeah, third eye vision, reclaim your mind. I also feel like with the ritual card and that as well, this may be you guys picking up a new ritual for yourself that is obviously not toxic or not unhealthy for you, but something that is actually beneficial to you. So this could be you starting meditations or something like that. Again, if you're wanting to get into your third eye, this is maybe you doing some kind of third eye, opening binaural beats or something like that. I do love my binaural beats, and I talk about them a lot. But, or it's, look, even guys, it's just you guys treating yourself with kindness, you know what I'm saying? And I'm kind of sensing that with the strength card here as well. It's like, with the rose there, it's like treating yourself, I'm hearing, with kindness, and changing things up. This could be in regards to like self-love and self-worth as well. Excuse me, guys. That was my knee cracking. But, and you going, you know what, I'm going to do something kind for myself, but I'm going to make it a long-standing thing, right? So this could be, the fact that, well, I'm going to start eating healthier now. So maybe if that was to do with the devil card and you were eating healthy, you're changing that now. You're starting a new plan, a new ritual, right? That's better for you. So I'm going to start eating healthier now, and I'm going to keep it going, right? Or I'm going to start a new exercise plan, or I am going to treat myself to some things here and there because, you know, I do work hard and I do deserve it. So like maybe it's, you know, your little shopping treat or something every once a week, or maybe it's going and having like a massage or something like that. I don't know, guys, whatever it is, or treating yourself to, you know, something to do with your passion. So it's like every week, you know, if you're an artist or something, for instance, you know, I will buy myself some new paint, or I'll buy myself some new paintbrushes, something like that, right, guys? Yeah, but I think you're really coming to terms with what it is your soul desires. I think that now the clouds are kind of starting to part for you guys. It's allowing you to really tap into the soul, and I think this third eye connection here, you opening the third eye or having that connection, perhaps with other realms, you know, it can be the 5D. Is going to really connect you with what it is that you truly want. And I think that too is going to be what's helping you get to this 10 of Pentacles. Because maybe, you know, things were a bit clouded before and you weren't able to see the light or you know, the clear blue sky, and so you weren't sure of your direction. Maybe you weren't sure of who you were or what you wanted. But now you're reclaiming your power. I do feel like you're reclaiming some kind of power here, and stepping into that 10 of Pentacles. So, and the thing with the 6 of Swords, of course, if we talk about the traditional meaning of the card, is that, you know, we've got these people and they're on the boat. Now, they're in the middle of rough waters and calm waters, but of course the direction that they're going is towards the calm waters. So, you know, obviously definite nod to coming out of the rough times. But the thing is, of course, the swords, they have taken them with them. They are on the boat. So it's kind of like, because, and it just indicates, you know, that they're still sort of in the middle of this transition. And again, butterflies are a transition, right? They mean transition. They mean change because of how they evolve from the caterpillar to the butterfly, right? So the thing to remember with the 6 of Swords is to not take those swords with you, leave them on the boat. So when you do, you feel this energy shifting, and when you feel yourself really heading towards this 10 of Pentacles, you know, again, just because I'm kind of hearing with this elephant, it's like, I will never forget, I will never forget. But I'm also hearing forgive and forget. You know what I'm saying? So I sort of like, I want to say to you guys, don't hold any grudges moving on to this 10 of Pentacles period, because it's not going to serve you guys. Anything that you carry with you from this devil energy, from this tower moment, is not going to be serving you in your new 10 of Pentacles energy. So just be aware of that, you know. Try to just leave things where they lie, and you know, what is trying to be washed away from your life, what is trying to be filtered out, allow that to happen. Just really go with the flow and work with the universe here, in terms of them trying to help you get to a better place right now or in the near future. So yeah, we do have the 6th chakra. So again, yes, this is third eye. There are a lot of really great chakra meditations, can I just point out, on YouTube. So you guys may want to look up some of those. Now, of course, you can do the full chakras, but if you just want to focus on your 6th, that's highlighted here, there are meditations for each specific chakra. So you can look up the 6th chakra, and there are a ton of really great third eye chakra healing, chakra opening, all those kinds of different binaural beats that could be really helpful for you guys. Yeah, I'm just feeling like with this ritual as well, it's like I want to say, because this tower moment is going to put you in a position, or has put you in a position, where you've really had to unleash the lion, so to speak, right, from within. I do feel like that's putting you in a position of, so the ritual could be in terms of this as well, of like, I'm not accepting, you know, those situations into my life anymore. I'm not accepting toxic people or negative people into my life anymore. I'm changing this pattern. I'm stopping this pattern, and I am moving forward again, like I spoke about, leaving those swords on the boat, right? So I feel like for some of you, you know, this is like, I'm protecting myself here now, right? I am the lion, and I just heard you should fear me. I don't really like, you know, want that to mean like you should, you know, be rude or anything like that to people, but or deliberately try to make people fear you or anything like that. But I do feel like people are sensing that presence within you, and they're going, oh, okay, this person really is in their power, and they're not a person to be messed with. And I feel like you're sort of giving off that energy coming into this 10 of Pentacles. So that's really, really great. And like I said, with the living light energy here, I see the beauty in life. I feel like you guys are feeling really illuminated. You guys are feeling like, you know, finally, like I said, I just keep seeing these clouds parting, and you're able to see the clear blue sky. And maybe you didn't even know what color the sky was. Is it a gray sky? I don't know. There's tons of clouds, but the clouds are parted, and now you're seeing this beautiful blue sky. And it's like, oh, my happiness is here, or my, you know, again, these blue butterflies, right? It's just feeling really, I want to say at home. You guys are just feeling really at home here. There's something about this 10 of Pentacles that you're heading towards that's going to make you feel like I'm home. Now, that doesn't necessarily, for some of you, it can literally be a physical home, but for others of you, it's just like, I'm really in touch with my soul now. I'm really in touch with who I am, or, you know, the environment that I'm in is making me feel like me. I really feel like me, and there's a, you know, there's just a contentment, a happiness, but also an inner power that is coming from that. So I think that's really, really cool. And like I said, with the elephant, you know, and his missing tusk, you know, you may feel like, you know, I will never forget, you know, and you know, you may have the scars, you may have, of course, metaphorically, of the things that you've been through, but it's just a testament to how strong you really are. And this is what you're learning right now, this inner power, this strength that you do have within you to pull through. And you know, all these situations that you've been through with the devil energy and the tower is just setting you up so that you can be in that position of gratitude, so that you can appreciate the good things when they do happen and they do come to you, and they are coming, because we have this Wheel of Fortune. And like I said, guys, the wheel is shifting. Good luck is coming to you guys. You're about to step into this 10 of Pentacles energy. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do, the last thing, guys, is these Desiderata cards. So let's get a message for you, final message from Spirit for my pile threes, please. The lessons they're learning right now. Final advice for my pile threes. Final advice for my pile threes, please. The lessons they are learning. Okay, cool. So your card says, you are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. I think that is absolutely perfect. I don't actually think that even really needs much of an explanation. I think you guys would get where that's going. But yeah, again, like I said also too, I feel a lot of gratitude with that message there. And, you know, feeling like, you know, having faith restored sort of in life as well. But yeah, you are a child of the universe, guys. And, you know, nothing less than the trees and the stars. And I think that's interesting too, because like I said, you know, I kept having that vision of the clouds parting, so you can see that beautiful blue sky. And we do have a beautiful blue sky here on this wonderful card. So that was your reading, pile 3. I really hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you did enjoy my channel. And the likes, as you guys know, get get me out in the algorithm more so that I can reach more people with my messages. So I would really appreciate it if you would hit that like button. It only takes a second of your time. If you are not a subscriber, please do consider subscribing, because you can see more of my great videos and of course stay up to date of when those get posted ASAP. So I really do appreciate that. Lots of love to you guys. Take care, and I will talk to you next time on my next reading. Bye.